Hey guys, my name is Nick, and I'll be showcasing my top 5 Millia tips for players looking to play the character to her fullest potential. I am currently a top 100 Millia on the leaderboards and have multiple tournament placements using this character. I'll be using footage from these same tournaments to show you how effective these tips are in a competitive setting. Now onto the video. A very common scenario in neutral is landing a block jumping normal. While your attempts of landing a hit are being blocked, it is also very common for Millias to end their string in S-disc. However, you can drift PRC forward to S-disc and do a double overhead. This brings me to H-disc, Millia's best mix-up tool. The goal of Millia is to be able to land 5k or 2k into 2D, which gives you this mix opportunity with H-disc. Millia can throw out H-disc after 2D in an attempt to go high, low, or other side. However, your mix-ups are spacing dependent. Practice 2D into H-disc from different distances and see how creative you can get. Nice! As you can see, Soul's 5k is stuffing us in our jump HS attempt. However, as long as we put our opponent under block stun with the 5HS, the mix-up begins. You can either do double HS or single HS into a low. This will punish them for punishing you with their 5k, 5p, or 6p.
Boom. What is it, man? Oh.
Close slash is a great Blockstring starter for Millia that can lead into mix-ups, namely frame traps or throw loops. She can delay 2S for a frame trap, she can go straight into a throw, or she can bait burst. You choose what to condition your opponent with, but keep in mind that you pick an option that best counters your opponent in that moment. If they are blocking a lot, go for the grab. If they're mashing, consider going for the frame trap 2S. The choices are yours, but choose wisely.
Slap.
2-0. This is what I like to call the sequence. As a high mix-up potential character, Millia generates most of her damage from a sequence of mix-ups. When you land that knockdown, you should have a library of mix-ups in accordance to your position and resources. By position, I'm referencing you and your opponent's place on the screen, mid-screen or corner. By resources, I am referencing you and your opponent's meter and burst bar. This is important because depending on your position and resources, you can put yourself in an advantageous position should you miss or land a hit. Let's take a look at this sequence I have here. Off of a grab, at this point in the match, I have conditioned my opponent by landing with air HS or going for grab. This time, I change it up and cross up since he was most likely going to tech or ground block. Having landed the hit, I'm going to need a mix-up off of an air series, so I go for my cross-up S-disc mix-up. Should he block, I'm at 0 and not in throw range. Should it hit, well, welcome to Mix City. Since I land the hit, I understand that I can't go for a reliable air series because of the awkward height the opponent is going to be at. So I go for 6HS into Iron Savior. This doesn't really give me too much advantage, so I run up and I can go for a throw, a low, other side high, or other side low. I go for double other side heavy slash. Having landed the air hit, I look at my meter, and luckily, I have a bar of tension. I have the option to go for a really tricky H-disc RC mix-up to seal the deal, so I do a downwards RC, run up, neutral jump, fake the high crossover, and go low instead. Even if it was blocked, I still have the ability to run up CS for a grounded frame trap sequence. Fortunately, we landed the hit, and at this point, our opponent is probably psyched out from all the mix-ups. So we take advantage of his mental state and just go for a simple cross-up from H-disc. And that's an example of the sequence. Make sure you have a library of mix-ups corresponding to different resources and positioning. Some things to note though, during a sequence, you probably don't want to put yourself in the corner if your opponent has burst. If they burst and it hits you, you get pushed towards the corner and they can put pressure on you. Consider staying same side 75% of the time and continue the pressure this way. Another note, during a sequence, always have a backup plan. If your sequence has loopholes, consider every loophole and be prepared for it. For example, if the opponent fuzzy jumps, backdashes, YRCs, or bursts. Last but not least, general neutral tips when fighting the cast. Millia is a very quick and high mobility character. Due to her quickness, most players feel the need to play at this fast pace. However, I would suggest take it slow and analyze what your opponent is doing first before going for preemptive actions. Here is an example of me playing against someone who plays at a very high pace. I recognize this pace and play slow to figure out how to counter it. As Millia, I know how tempting it is to fish for the jump S. It's her god air button and can convert into big damage and corner carry. I would suggest not to get too carried away with it though, because doing it too often will get you punished from good players. Notice how I'm doing air slash preemptively every time and it's not working. I'm being stubborn and playing too fast for my own good. Remember, even though Millia is a fast-paced character, you still have to take it slow and take your time to figure out your opponent. These were my top 5 Millia tips. I hope these help you out as you play around with the character. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.